Are you guys ready for upsells? All right. All right, for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Kevin Rankl, VP of Technical Support. And what I want to go over is upsells from the technical side. So from your technical team, how can you guys increase your profit for your facility or division and whatnot? So first step that I'm going to be doing is going on to Salesforce and making sure they're a customer and making sure that they have an active license. So the biggest thing I'm going to do, and you want to do this before you even get engaged with the customer, is when you're on the phone with them, pull up their Salesforce right away and click on that dongle. And what I want to do with that dongle is I want to look in there and see what is missing, but more or less what can be enhanced in there. And my number one favorite one is 3D iMachining right away. That's an easy one to sell, and I'll show it to you guys shortly here. But we also have a couple other missing ones in here. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a mental note. So I'm looking at Salesforce and I'm seeing, all right, for the States, that's a 2D Pro with simultaneous fourth axis and mill turn. But missing 3D iMachining, we're missing 3D HSM, we're missing 3D HSR. So I'm just kind of keeping that in the back of my mind. So now, what do we got to do? Well, we got to answer their questions. Now, here's where it comes a big part of doing your upsells is you guys got to get with your technical team, that you guys have to get involved with your customers. Take the extra time to ask them the additional questions, get involved in their projects, because the more that they rely on you, the more that you rely on them, the more they rely on you. So you get a good trust going on. If you get a customer that emails you and says, hey, I got a question on this profile operation, don't email them back. Pick up the phone, because you can get more personal on the phone with them. Plus, then I can get them into a go-to meeting, and I can take a look at what they're actually working on too. So this customer called in. He had just a simple profile question. We got it answered. But I'm taking that mental note of what did I see in Salesforce that was missing? Well, right now, see, we got 22 operations for a basic, simple pocketing operation going on right here, right? So I'll ask the customer after we get his questions answered, I'll ask him, is there a possibility that I could just grab that part from you and play with it and see if I can get your cycle time better or maybe a faster program time? And on a part like this, I'll do it right over the phone. And I'll grab the part, get it sent over, or I'll do a temporary product key so we have everything open and we'll show them right on the fly. So now, went through and redid that part. We only got 4 operations now. Not only are we saving cycle time, but we're saving programming time as well. Plus, now they're bumping up into a higher package. So we just went from a 2D Pro package. Now we're using basically 3D Pro. We got 3D iMachining. We got HSM. There's a little HSR in there now. But you guys got to think outside the box a little bit. You're looking at a part right here is 100% prismatic part, but we're using all 3D functionality on it. Why are we using 3D functionality? Because I can go from 22 operations down to 4. So kind of think about that as you're supporting your customers. Think about if you were in their shoes, how could I make my job faster and easier, right? And that's what you got to convey down to your customers is care about them and how can you get down, how can you help them out, get down to their level. But so now that they purchased this 3D Pro system, now they got 3D iMachining, they got 3D HSM, now they can take on that more complex work. So not only can they use that 3D Pro package to program their 2D parts, but now they're able to program 3D parts and take on more complex work. So they get basically more tools in their toolbox to take on, more harder work that pays more money, right? All right, so I want to tell you guys about one of our upsells that has started way back when and has all the way up to 21. We've been keeping, or 22, we've been keeping up with them. And Steve started off with this customer, and the original sale was $4,670. Not much. Okay. After years of working with OCD and working through his questions and problems, he went from working out of his garage to a multi-million-dollar facility now, and now he currently has 6 seats of 5-axis, and I believe he just sold his business for a couple $1 million. That was all done for Upsells. So that was a guy that just started off in the machine shop. He was going with the bare minimum because he didn't have a whole lot of money to spend, and we just, as the harder work came into a shop, we just kept upgrading them and upgrading them and upgrading them. So it helps them to get more faster and more proficient, add more machines. Now we were getting even more proficient. So that's my upsell speech for you guys.